Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Amzar Alif bin Mahazir and my matric number is 01DKA19 F1159. I'm from DKA 4E. Today I'm going to present about the safety laboratory lab. So what is the safety laboratory lab? For the purpose is the Occupational Safety and Health OSHA Act federal law that was established in 1970 to ensure that workforce has a safe environment in which to work. OSHA is charged with the task of making sure business provide a safe work safety place that is free from recognized hazard, promoting health and safety in workplace, and bringing about a reduction in the occurrence of on-the-job injuries, illness, and fatalities. Lastly, is minimize of risk of injury, illness to laboratory worker by ensuring that they have the training, information, support, and equipment needed to work safety in laboratory. For mandatory lab rule is which is have 5. For an example, is properly care for the equipment. Secondly, always locate the emergency equipment. Thirdly, keep food and drink out of the lab. 4. Handle chemical with care. And 5 is wear proper lab clothes. Next is a safety procedure in laboratory. Here we will be focusing on the highway and geotechnical laboratory. Here are some safety procedure and guidelines in geotechnical and highway laboratories according to OSHA standard. Firstly, understand how what we going to do. Understand the experiment before we start. Secondly, make sure we know the location and exit, telephone and fire extinguisher and material safety data sheet, safety shower and eye washes. Thirdly is wear safety glasses or safety goggles. 4 is wear a safety lab. Next is do not wear a jewelry and tie the hair if it's too long. Next is wear safety boots. Do not wear sandal or perforated shoes. Next is do not run in laboratory and do not bring water for any source and drink mineral or filtered water of own bottles water. Do not bring any food in the laboratory. Next is do not leave a mess. After that, do not cover up an accident. Lastly is do not eat in the lab or bring food to the lab. Here we have some personal protective equipment which is PPE. Personal protective equipment, firstly, we have a head protection, foot protection, hearing protection, eyes and face protection, hand and arm protection. Lastly is protective clothing. Here we have some selection of use of equipment. Firstly is set of sieve. This micro sieve set consists of a stack for untouchable polypropylene screen holding section, a cash pen, a cover and 4 screen retaining rings. Next is we have sieve shaker. The machine uses hammers to tap particles down through a stack of sieve while it oscillates and shakes, but the machine runs at a volume around 85 dB. It is normal for your machine to be loud. Lastly is thirdly machine that we call balance. A balance is instrument used to measure the weight of object by comparing the weight to the set of non-weight. Waste disposal. Particle size analysis is used to characterize the size distribution of particle in given sample. Particle size analysis can be applied to the solid material, suspension, emulsion, and even aerosol. There are many different methods employed to measure the particle size. For example, waste disposal method is recycling and incineration, other thermal treatment plants, chemical, physical, and biological treatment. Thirdly is chemical, physical, and biological treatments for landfill and landfill collection and logistics. For example of waste disposal is after experimenting, the unused material should be disposed of in the proper place. Next is if the item can be recycled, the item will be sent to the local recycling. Next is emergency procedure. What is mean to emergency procedure and preparedness? For an example is which principal investigator must prepare laboratory personnel for emergencies such as injuries, fire or explosion, chemical spill, flood and power failure, and earthquake. To prepare for an emergency, laboratory personnel should plan, obtain response kit and materials, and practice response. New employee laboratory emergency procedure need to be included as a practice and part of their new employee orientation. All staff should participate in the periodic drills and exercise including tabletop discussion to keep knowledge current and safety first. Lastly is a conclusion. Finally, while working in the workshop, we should be worried about our safety. Every detail is critical in carrying out of our workshop, regardless of when where is carried out. Everything from safety precaution to emergency measure is covered. Each of these items plays a critical part in the workshop operation. This is done to ensure both safety and quality workshop. At the same time, it has a potential to give a rise to a disciplined and self-sufficient community. As a result, we all stress the significance of safety before, during, and after the workshop job in order to avoid accident and injuries to one another. So that's all from me for my presentation. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.